The light in Elias's heart. Elias remembered his childhood in shades of gray. His father, Arthur, was a distant figure, always busy, always elsewhere. Elias often felt a quiet ache in his small heart. Arthur was a man of grand ambitions, his mind always on the next big project, the next challenge. He believed he was building a better future for his family, but in doing so, he often missed the present. As Elias grew, the ache turned into a quiet resentment. He learned to rely on himself, to build his own world, far from his father's shadow. He rarely spoke of Arthur, and even less to him. Years later, Elias held his own daughter Lily for the first time. Her tiny hand wrapped around his finger, and a warmth he hadn't known before bloomed in his chest. He understood, in that moment, the depth of a parent's love. This new love, however, also brought a new kind of understanding. He saw the sleepless nights, the constant worries, the sacrifices. He began to wonder if his own father had felt these things too, in his own way. Then came the call. Arthur was unwell, his once strong voice now frail. He wanted to see Elias, to talk, to simply be near him. The old resentment stirred, but a new feeling, a gentle pull, was stronger. Elias visited his father. The man who had once seemed so formidable now looked smaller, his eyes holding a quiet regret. They sat in silence for a long time, the unspoken words heavy in the air. Finally, Arthur spoke, his voice raspy. "Elias," he began, "I tried, in my own clumsy way, to give you everything. But I realize now I gave you too little of myself." Elias looked at his father, truly looked at him, and saw not just the distant figure of his past, but a man who had made mistakes, just like anyone else. He saw a father who, despite his flaws, had loved him. A wave of understanding washed over Elias. He reached out and took his father's hand. "It's okay, Dad," he said, his voice gentle. "We all learn. And I understand." In that moment, the gray shades of Elias's childhood began to fade, replaced by the soft glow of forgiveness. It wasn't about forgetting the past, but about choosing to build a brighter future, together. And as Lily grew, she knew a grandfather who was present, who told stories, and whose eyes held a deep, quiet love for his son, a love that had finally found its way home.